Hey, what's up, everyone? Dragon here with
Ashley.
another trailer reaction. This one I'm actually surprised it hadn't come out sooner. It's Thor Ragnarok or Thor 3 Ragnarok. I don't know. It's the third Thor movie, and it's about Ragnarok, which is a very big deal, both in the comic books and in Norse mythology. But anyway, let's not take too long. Let's just go ahead and jump into it and give our thoughts afterwards. So,
The hell?
Now I know what you're thinking. How did this happen?
Whoa.
Well, it's a long story.
hi.
Is that what's your face?
Yeah.
Ooh. Nice. Damn, yeah, that's Hell. Or Hela, I forget what they consider her.
Asgard is dead.
Hi there.
Oh my god, this looks epic.
What have you brought today? Tell me.
Yes! Oh man, was that Heimdall?
It's main event time.
Oh, why? Where's his glorious hair? What the hell? Unless he's supposed to be incognito. His helmet. Holy shit.
We know each other. He's a friend from work. Oh, come on.
I like how you see stumble. He's a friend from work. That was hilarious, by the way. Oh my god, that logo. I love it.
Okay, so first of all, Guardians of the Galaxy made a shitload of money, so classic rock it is.
Also, the song does work.
Oh no, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
this is very much a post
Yeah.
Guardians of the post Guardians of the Galaxy movie existing
Yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, but again, I have no problems with it. But the tone, when I first heard of Thor Ragnarok, and basically what I kind of heard from my friends that are really big into superhero comics and like run comic book shops, I always heard it was kind of a more
Serious.
like the name suggests, Ragnarok, which for those of you who
Kind
don't
of a
know,
big deal.
yeah, in Norse mythology, it's the war of the gods and all. It's it's basically
Brings about the end of the world.
as we know it. Yeah, so.
Even though it's kind of ironic because they kind of started to do that in the last movie. But
Well, every freaking Avengers movie is now basically like
know.
feels like Ragnarok. So I'm kind of like, what does Ragnarok really mean anymore? Anyway, it's like, but my point is, I was expecting it to be kind of this is gonna be a super dark, very serious Thor movie, and I was like, okay, so tonally, this one feels like, unless maybe again they just cut the trailer to make it look more
Yeah.
fun, but I actually kind of like this direction because I've always my biggest complaint. Well, not my biggest. I mean, I like the first Thor movie, and I like how he was the fish out of water, had to regain his powers. My complaint with the second movie, it didn't go, in my opinion, as deep into like the other realms and all that. I wanted to see more of that. I didn't want him going back to Earth. I wanted it to go deeper into like Thor's mythology within the Marvel comic books.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they did that much. This looks like they're diving into like the Thor comics. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, when it comes to these comic book movies, whether it be Marvel, DC, I always defer to all of you who know way more than we do about it, and tell me like, is that what they're doing? Because I'm getting that sense. Okay, they're really just diving into Thor's universe. They're showing you the different worlds, the different realms, the different races of people. And that's kind of what I'm really interested in seeing. Is I want to see Thor's world, because if he's not on Earth dealing with the Avengers, he's obviously in his neck of the woods doing his own thing. So let me see more of that, and
Yeah.
that's what I really, really like about this trailer. So I like that it almost had more of a fun quality, where it's like
Where's Rocket? That's what I'm
Yeah,
expecting
well,
to see.
again, but that's the thing, now when they were talking about how, Guardians of the Galaxy are going to meet the Avengers, this kind of feels like a good bridge.
Like it's kind of closing the gap.
Yeah, because otherwise, you look at some like Guardians, and I know we keep mentioning Guardians, but you can't really avoid it at this point. It feels very much like, really out there. And whereas even Thor, because he's always kind of with the Avengers, it still feels more grounded. Mm-hmm. And I like how this film is kind of pushing another element of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in that more out there direction.
Yeah.
So it's not just Guardians that do that. So now when you'll see like Rocket hanging out with Thor, it won't feel as like...
They're going to be bros, I have a feeling.
Oh, I think him and Groot are going to be bros, personally. But I love when he sees Hulk. He's like the only person in the world where when the idea of seeing Hulk is, it probably like gets him excited.
He's a friend from work.
I love that.
Jesus Christ.
Right away, Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I had heard he was in the movie, and I just forgot that he was in the movie.
Yeah.
And then I saw him in the trailer. I was like, oh. I love how Jeff Goldblum is like coming back now. Like he's in movies again. Like he was in Independence Day Resurgence. He's in this. I'm like, I love Jeff Goldblum. He's always been one of my favorite actors. And I'm just glad that he's actually like doing stuff, kind of big mainstream stuff again. Because there's a lot, I think, younger people now who maybe didn't grow up with his movies. Mm-hmm. So like maybe now they're getting kind of introduced to him as an actor. He's a great actor. So and who's playing Hel? What's her name?
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she looks... Everyone looks good. Like, this whole movie, I like the feel of it. I like the tone. And I really hope that kind of this... kind of almost, like, trippy... Almost, it feels like... almost like it has the very 70s vibe to it, which is obviously when these... the age of these comics, when these characters came out. And I like how... this feels almost like a throwback to, like, that era of the comic books. They're really kind of more...
Well, even, like, the logo they use.
Yeah, it has that kind of retro, kind of really far out, kind of vibe to it. Whereas I feel, now things that are vintage from, like, the 70s, 80s are kind of cool again. Where before, everything was trying to be very super modern. We got to really modernize these characters. I like how this is like, no, let's kind of embrace the past a little bit. Especially for something like Thor, who's... the nature of what he is already a lot more removed from reality. Mm-hmm. So I think with him, you kind of get more license to kind of play that up. And I'm glad they're finally doing that. New haircut.
I know, his golden, luscious locks.
But I like how they explained it.
But again, if he clearly lost Mjolnir, because fucking... Hell just destroyed it.
Well, yeah, because we saw was an Entertainment Weekly cover. He had the two like twin sword, and I was thinking like,
with the short hair.
And I was like, he doesn't basically not looking like Thor at all.
He looks like a gladiator.
And I was thinking like something's gonna happen because I don't think Marvel would just change the iconic look of their character just
well again that's what I was saying, unless it's like he obviously lost his power and is kind of going incognito, so to speak.
Well, I think they just he's taken prisoner, he's a gladiator, they shaved his hair, basically they kind of stripped him of his
like even Hulk, he had like a kind of a Roman helmet on.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was designed to kind of basically strip Thor of kind of his grandeur, so to speak. Like now you're just you're just a slave fighting for his freedom. But he did get the
helmet that looked like his helmet.
He finally, and I think that's like a trade-off. All right, you lose the hair, but we'll give him the classic Thor helmet. I think it was kind of a, I know, I dug it. I liked this trailer a lot more than I thought I was. Not because I wasn't looking forward to the movie, but at the end of the day, I'm not a superhero guy.
If we're gonna see the Warriors 3 in this, I would hope so. Because I'm like, where would they be?
I know. I still want to see Thor in it. That little crew of his like together. I would love to see.
Well, if there was a movie to do it in, it looks like this would be the one.
I know. I want to see them all in the gladiator arena together, like back to back. Fighting against something. I mean, this is the first trailer, obviously, and I think it's really a teaser. So I'm sure as time progresses.
Consider me teased.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but I mean, again, for someone who's doesn't follow the comics at all, this I like the vibe of it, just because I like this kind of movie, this vibe they're going with. So for me, it's a great way to pull me into the theater, and then by getting me in there, you're introducing me to more of the mythology from the comics. Which I want to ask you is this pulling from any specific comic? I know there's a Planet Hulk comic or a Planet Hulk where at one point he is a gladiator in an alien world.
Oh, really?
Is that what they're pulling when you see Hulk and the whole gladiator, get up? Is that what that's pulling from? Is that or did he? I mean, again, is this a specific I know there's Ragnarok in the comics. For all you guys who read the comics, is this the Ragnarok from those issues? Or is this kind of did with Civil War, where they took the basic idea of superheroes fighting each other, but they changed kind of the reason for why it's happening? Is that the same thing with this movie, where it's the same kind of aesthetic, Ragnarok, but the reason for it happening is different? Or is this legit right out of the pages of some of the issues?
And is this supposed to be taking place during Civil War? Because they were not in Civil War.
Yeah, because Hulk and Thor were not there. Although if you go by the those little shorts they did, Thor was in Australia apparently,
living with some dude.
But anyway, I don't know if that's meant to be legit canon. I
remember reading. Everyone was saying they wanted Marvel to make that somehow canon with the movie.
I really wanted to. I don't know though.
They were funny. I liked them.
But that'd be funny if they did. But yeah. So was that Idris Elba with dreadlocks? By the way,
I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Heimdall. Yeah, he's Heimdall. He apparently is.
I want Heimdall to finally get legit screen time in the Dark World. That one scene where he was taking out those giant ships with just like two little daggers. I want Heimdall to legit, because I get the sense that Heimdall is probably the most powerful person in Asgard, and the only reason why he doesn't he never overthrew Odin or anything is because he's loyal and he's a good soldier. But I get the sense that he is probably the most powerful person, and I really want to see him just kind of go all out in this. But yeah, so let us know if this is pulling directly from a comic, or is this kind of like a looser interpretation of elements from the comic? Because I am curious to know, and as always, I don't want to just have to look it up on Wikipedia. I'd rather ask you guys. I'm just going to
say it right now. I'm so glad Jane ain't going to be in this movie.
How much like Jane? Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with her character, but I think it'd be difficult to kind of fit her in. I mean, I like Natalie Portman a lot, and I think she'd play the character just fine, but as this... with kind of this sense of escalation, it's getting...
Thor doesn't have time to be locked down.
Well, that, and he's kind of busy. Like, where would you... I kind of feel the only way you could incorporate it would be like a damsel in distress, and I think...
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that.
And I don't want to see Natalie Portman just reduced to the girl chained up to something.
She was that kind of happened in the second movie,
and I think that's
which I didn't like.
So. Yeah, and again, I like Natalie Portman, and I think she can offer a lot more than just that. But because of the nature of her character in this setting, there's not much more she could be than that.
Thor needs to get with Sif.
Well, yeah, that's who he's with in the comics, right?
Well, in some of them, yeah.
In some of them, yeah. But again, I feel like this. It's better for her character not to be in it. That way she doesn't have to be reduced to that. So I think...
Also, they don't have to take screen time to deal with that.
Well, yeah, I want him to just deal with this.
I want him to be kicking ass.
Yeah, and I get the sense that's probably more or less what this...
I know, I'm glad.
...is going to be about. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Hulk got there. I guess maybe Jeff Goldblum's character, I don't know, abducted him or something.
I know.
How do you abduct Hulk? Anyway, but... I'm sure all these questions will be answered in the film. I hope so. But again, let us know what you guys think. Did you like this trailer? Are you now more excited? Do you like the vibe that this trailer is putting off? The more kind of fun, retro kind of vibe? Or do you think they should have gone more just serious? I personally dig it. And again, let us know how much of this is pulling directly from the comics. Because again, I always like hearing your guys' feedback, because you guys always really inform us, every time we do a superhero trailer reaction, and I ask, okay, what does this mean? And you guys just give us the whole lowdown, and I always walk away from reading all the comments knowing way more than I ever did before, and surprised to learn about the things that I thought I knew about the characters that I had no idea were actually oh wow, that's interesting. So let me know, because I am curious now. So give us some of your thoughts, if you have not already. Please subscribe to her channel. I will leave a link in the description section below. And if you have not done so here, subscribe here. We love doing these trailer reactions. They're fun because we love movies. So we love sitting down watching these trailers. And this is the kind of stuff we talk about anyways when we see them. So we figured, hey, whatever. Put a camera in front of us, record. That way we can all kind of join in on the discussion. So anyway, do just that. Join in on the discussion. Let us know. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Had to upstage me.
I did.